Hi, I'm Otto Penzler, and I'm at the Mysterious Bookshop in New York in my office. And we're going to do our little conversation about collecting mystery fiction. And today, the author that I'd like to talk about is Charles Willeford, who was one of Elmore Leonard's favorite mystery writers. Said no one writes better mysteries than Charles Willeford. I'll go back into a little ancient history. I had started with Nat Sobel, a literary agency. This is in the early 1980s. And my job was to acquire books, edit books, and Nat's job was to go out and sell them because I had no experience doing that. And one day a manuscript shows up in my office, and it's from somebody I'd never heard of. I didn't even know if it was the first novel, and it was Charles Willeford. At that point, he had been writing some paperback originals, like Understudy for Love, which is very clearly marked adult reading from a company called Newsstand Library Books, and this also from Newsstand Library. I think there were also one or two books they were called Nightstand Library. They're paperback originals for which he got probably paid $1,000 or $2,000, and I had never seen these books, and so I didn't know who he was. But I started reading this manuscript, and I thought, "Whoa, this guy's really good." So I took some time and made a lot of editorial notes and said, you're really good." He could have been a 22-year-old first-time novelist for all I knew. I had nothing to go on other than this manuscript came in. And I said, "But you've got to make some changes. And the first thing you have to change is the title." The title was A Necklace of Hickeys, which I did not think was going to work well. Maybe for Nightstand Library it would have been good, but not for a real serious publishing company. And I sent all my editorial notes back to him, and I didn't hear back for quite a while. And then his book was published. He had changed the title, and he had done a lot of the editorial things that I had suggested, and that book became the first Hope Mosley book, Miami Blues. Hope Mosley went on to become very successful series for him. This came out from St. Martin's, and then he did another book for St. Martin's, and then made, for generally fair advances, but modest, and then he made a big contract with Random House to do two more Hope Mosley novels. By this time, Charlie and I had been exchanging some letters. This is so early, it was before email, but we would write to each other from time to time. He was thanking me for helping him early on. I was excited for his success. He was being published in limited editions by Dennis Macmillan Books, who did, I have it here, some short story collections with him, including Kiss Your Ass Goodbye. These are limited editions at Dennis Macmillan Publishing Company. So he made this deal with Random House for quite a lot of money, and but it's a sad story. He came to the bookshop to tell me about this, and I was so happy for him because he was not a young man, and it took all those years for him to have real success. And he came up the stairs, and he told me about the deal, which I had already read about. It was in Publishers Weekly, and I had my hand on his shoulder, and I said, "I'm so happy for you." And he said, "It's too late." I said, No, it's not too late. I mean, you're still have lots of years ahead." He said, "No, I have terminal cancer. I have a year to live," which turned out to be accurate. It was a very, very sad story. He was such a good guy, and it was too late for him. But he lives on. There are more books being published. This is miscellaneous material, not anything of major significance, but there's all kinds of things in it. He wrote several things that were non-mysteries, like autobiographies, like this one, and There's Something About a Soldier was another title. He's now being reprinted, even some of the minor works that he wrote a long time ago, although the Burnt Orange Heresy actually did become a movie, as did Miami Blues. And the Hope Mosley series is in paperback. So Charlie is gone, but his books continue. Charles Willeford. If you haven't read him, you should. If you haven't collected him, you should.